Hello, today our group will present about the effect of personality and socialization in planning and implementing lesson. First, I will explain what is personality. Personality defines for the educational frameworks as the combinations of a person's persistence, characteristic, trait, or trends within his or her thoughts, feelings, attitudes, and behaviors. For socialization refer to the process by which people learn and internalize the values, belief, norms, and behavior of culture or society. Personality and socializations do interact in a pretty complex and multi-dimensional manner. Example for the personality and socializations. Each teacher brings his or her personality into the classroom, and depending on how that personality is managed and expressed, it can enhance or detract from the learning environments. For example, charismatic, energetic teachers may inspire and motivate students, making the process of learning much more pleasant and interesting.
Personality factors that may contribute to the lesson planning. The first effect of personality on lesson planning is the teaching style. The teaching style is the one of the most profound way a teacher personality affect lesson planning is the teacher teaching style. A teacher personality can determine whether they adopt a more interactive, student-centered approach and the more traditional, like lecture-based method on interaction. Second factor is classroom environment and atmosphere. A teacher personality helps create an atmosphere of learning. For instance, a warm and approachable teacher may foster a supportive and emotionally safe classroom, which is crucial for student engagement and academic success. Third, communication and interaction with students. A teacher communication style can significantly impact how students participate in an understood lesson. The last factor is adaptability and flexibility in responding to student needs. Based on this theory below, Carol Dick and John Steele. A teacher personality also affect their ability to adapt lesson plan to meet the changing needs of their student, while a teacher must be flexible in adjusting their lesson based on student understanding, interest, and engagement. The level of ability varies depends on the teacher personality.
So next, I will present about effect socialization on lesson planning. So the first is student diversity. Socialization shape the experience, background, and perspective of individuals. When teachers plan lesson, this diversity should be recognized so that all students are included and different learning styles are considered. This may include providing a variety of examples, multiple learning modalities, and a safe and respectful classroom environment. So the second point is social and emotional development. Further, socialization enhances socio-emotional skills that are necessary for students to complete their school. The ideal teaching plan will ensure that learners engage in socio-emotional skills through group project, conflict resolution drills, and discussion of social issues. And the last effect of socialization on lesson planning is knowledge of culture socialization, which means the backbone of cultural norms, values, and belief. While structuring classes, one ought to be culturally sensitive since this may stereotype others or hurt someone. The culturally sensitive classroom can be achieved by considering multiple perspectives and using examples that are culturally appropriate.
The first factor that might contribute to the implementation of lesson is personality. So for personality, it depends on the teaching style and approach. An extroverted, cheerful teacher who recommends and organized games and debates due to involvement of his or her energetic class. So this is like class sharing. The teacher will facilitate a whole class discussion by using an engaging style to get responses from different pair of students. For the second point is adaptability and classroom management. So the teacher is a patient and flexible teacher that can change the topic of the lesson during the teaching, or she can adapt speed of learning according to the answers of the students. For the last point for this factor is building rapport and students' motivation. That is a warm and approachable staff as a teacher that able to create a positive study environment when students are encouraging to participate in their lesson in their class.
Hey everyone, so I'm going to talk about the effect of socialization in implementations of lesson. The first one is contributing the language skill improvement. So during the class, it allows students to stay engaged with one another, either it's between teacher and student or between student and student. So they can improve their language skill with the use of fluent words and elaborating their own opinion and understanding. And then the second effect is implementations of lesson enable to foster empathy. So socialization is not just a typical definition and hanging out with each other, but it is meant to assist the valuable friendship development. So during the learning sessions, it allows students to see the diversity of culture, and this will lead them to respect one another in the class with a different of culture. And then the third one is to encouraging critical thinking and problem solving. Implementations of lesson also can develop students' stage of critical thinking based on the knowledge through explanations and interaction from teacher and friend that they have shared. So it leads students to experience a collaborations in order to stay connected with each other. It also allows students in sharing ideas where they can learn a new knowledge to develop their critical thinking. And then effect of socialization in implementations of lesson is to increase a positive learning environment. Socialization develops not just in individual personal growth but also create a positive learning environment. By the time students will be able to get comfortable ways to interact with their friend during the lesson or after the lesson has ended, so they can make some new friends as they learn together in the class.
So for the first activities is assessment practices. Assessment practices is a teacher who's on education that focus heavily on standardized tests that may prioritize of multiple choices, assessment over performance-based learning that assess a deeper understanding and creativity. So the example of these activities is like tests, quizzes, something like that. So for the second activities is ice breaking. Ice breaking is to able help the students to share quick ideas, can do in pair or groups to ease into participation, so they can do some ice breaking with each other. so that the students can develop more ideas with each other and collect other ideas faster. So for the third activities is presentation. So each group will present their work, hence it will help to emphasize each one contribution. Like every group will have their own presentation, and then it will help each member to what they have contributed in their groups.
So example of activity that always be conduct in class is personality-based lesson planning challenge. So teachers identify a specific teaching challenge they has faced. So group discussion also can explore how personality traits might contribute to this challenge and brainstorm strategy to overcome them. And then the second one is cultural lens analysis. Teacher analyze classroom scenario through a cultural lens, which considering how their own cultural background might be influence their interpretations of student behavior, communication style, and classroom dynamic.